distribute now. And so yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another interview in this evening. And today I've got on the line is a band called Blacklakes from South Wales. And so how you all doing?
Yeah, very wicked. Well, thanks, Chris.
Yeah, not bad.
Great stuff. And so yeah, obviously you're from South Wales, which is where a lot of good bands are from. And Stereophonics, Built for Valentine's, Lost Prophets, all that. Too many names. So, and Wales has kind of got a diverse music scene, pretty much. And too many bands to name from that area as well.
Yeah, we're super lucky. It's like you say, there's always been a good history of rock and metal and a bit of indie as well in South Wales. But yeah, no, it's continuing on a good tradition, I hope.
Yeah, that's the thing. And some probably plenty more bands like yourselves, like some local ones that are flying around as well, probably. So yeah, and do you want to tell and talk a wee quick bio about what you do in the band and that?
Sure. So I'm Scott. I'm one of the guitar players in Black Lakes. We have 3 in total, and I'm one of the triangle of Axe Mayhem. So that's what I do, and then I sing a little bit of backing vocals as well.
Awesome.
I'm Will, and I do the main proportion of the singing.
I'm Dylan. I'm the new guy. I haven't been here that long, but I play guitar as well.
So Dylan's like our main lead guitar player.
Yeah, could say that.
Good stuff then. So, and then you probably have like your drummer and your bassist as well.
Yeah, they're probably drunk somewhere at the moment, I should imagine.
probably at the pub or something.
Yeah.
Getting back and doing stuff again since they had a wee circuit breaker during that time. So
yes, yeah, exactly. So Wales is they're free birds once again.
Yeah, and England unfortunately is international and to be obviously in a sort of tight tier system. So everyone seems to be doing it separately as well. So it's quite strange how they're doing that as well. But yeah we won't actually discuss about any of this. So the main thing is the interview, of course. So obviously you dropped a new single out recently as well. So say Death Roam? I don't know if that's the way to pronounce it.
That's right. Yeah.
Great track, and you got a music video for that as well. I saw that, and you filmed it somewhere. I don't know where, but it was somewhere. It's quite cool. And you filmed it outside somewhere.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I don't know if Will might want to tell the story of the video, but no, really pleased that you liked it, and the listeners on the radio.
It's a great track, and it's got some hardcore stuff going on as well.
Thank you. Yeah, we're really, really pleased with the video. It's actually filmed at the National Diving Centre, which is just around the corner from where James and Scott happen to live. So we were quite lucky with that. We managed to blag that location and then sweet talked everyone involved in the production to help us out. Basically, everyone pulled together. We had a little window of opportunity in between lockdowns in which to get this done, and we managed to pull it off, which is really fortunate.
Good stuff. And so I watched that. It's a great wee video, and obviously great to play it on my Sammy Metal show, of course, as well, which that's what I do. So
thanks, we really appreciate that, Chris.
Play lots of local bands and big bands in between, and since recently now I've been doing it for 2 hours now, and so I need to do it for an hour schedule now. It's extended to 2 hours now, since I think there's a bit of a slot free that I can do it for 2 hours now. So yeah, plenty of bands I play, like yourselves, like some underground scene as well. Lots of British bands, and a diverse. I mean, play big bands in between as well, so you'll probably hear a lot of Gordon's, Metallica, and that as well.
Sure, we're really, really grateful to get on, Chris, and happy to be in the mix with those sort of bands.
Absolutely, and you'll hear some of my homie bands as well, of course, up in Edinburgh, of course.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
If you're familiar with some of the bands from Edinburgh, I don't know if you will be, but we've got good diverse of local bands as well.
Cool. Yeah, we'd love to make some contacts, and happy to talk to them and see if do a show exchange with South Wales or whatever. That'd be sweet.
Come up to Edinburgh and play a gig, play at Opium or something, and that's what we played in our band. It was great. It was like a one-off gig that we played nearly 2 years ago now, and I think it's actually 2 years this month actually.
Crazy, isn't it? It's quickly gone into lockdown, but yeah, we'd love to play Edinburgh. I've been to Scotland a few times personally, so yeah, it'd be great to get up and obviously play to Scottish crowds. I think we're playing if it goes ahead, we should be playing the Wildfire Festival.
Next
year. So fingers crossed. If people are sort of, I appreciate that's in Galloway and not Edinburgh, but not too far away. If people want to come down and check out the festival, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Again, where's that festival, Wildfire, about?
Yeah, it's in Dumfries and Galloway, I think. So I think it's in the middle of nowhere, but sort of South Scotland, certainly.
Yeah. I know where that is. It's actually quite far afield, actually, when you think about it from Edinburgh. I mean,
yeah.
Not
a couple of hours, I would have thought, at least.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult because I don't drive, obviously, so I don't know if I'll be able to go. But I mean, it'd be great to get to these things. It's difficult when it's in the middle of nowhere and you're not going to go in that.
Yeah.
Especially if there's not a nearby train station or something that you can hop aboard and that. So it's.
I've no doubt we'll have a few cameras out and a few of it being recorded, though. You never know; it might appear on YouTube at some point.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I'll probably see it then, like Broadstock or something, and they have their sort of music videos up on YouTube as well. But you're working, you'll maybe see a lot of the Scottish, some of the local bands from Scotland up playing at Edinburgh on playing there as well. With this White Disposable and FEM and that, they play some good thrash metal on here. So yeah, but it'd be good when you guys actually do come up to Edinburgh, then I'll definitely that'd be the better way for me to actually go and come along and see you guys than travelling down for a field and that. So
sure.
But that'd be cool. I mean, great stuff. So I think we'll get on and ask you some questions now, if you don't mind. I've got a few questions, so this is what it's about. So the first things first, how do you guys start the band?
Scott?
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a good mix, I think, because I obviously was there at the beginning. Will was there fairly soon afterwards, and obviously Dylan is our newest and latest member. So myself and James, one of the other guitar players, and the bass player Lee. I've known Lee since school, so a long time. We and James got together in a previous project with Lee, and then that band came to an end. I joined another band, and then that band came to an end. It's a normal thing. And then James, Lee actually, it was Lee, that was the bass player, that rang me and said, "Oh, do you want to do something sort of musically?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've got a bunch of songs, and I'm not doing anything at the moment. Let's start, see what happens." And then in the main, me and James decided that one of the main things we really need to do is to actually acquire some talent outside of ourselves. So we were desperately wanted to make sure we got good guitar players that weren't us, and good singers.
So you would have to audition someone, I guess.
Yeah, so I'll let Will take over from there in terms of how he got coerced into joining Blacklakes.
I got an email out of the blue from James asking if I would try out for the band. I've been in a band before, and that one had come to an end a few years previously, and I hadn't done anything since. And the email kind of came out of the blue, and I checked out their music and really, really liked it, but I decided against it because I'm living in Bristol and they're in Chepstow, and there was a commute involved in that, and I'm too lazy, so I emailed back saying no, thank you. But then James twisted my arm and sort of put forward a good counter argument for why I should just give it a go. And so I went over there, hung out with them for the evening, played some songs on the acoustic guitars, a little bit of Kumbaya, and yeah, at the end of the evening, I just said to them, you know, I've had a great time. Just let me know if I'm your guy. And James said there and then, he said, yeah, we already know you're the guy. So from there on out, it was history, as they say.
And then,
Awesome.
Dylan, do you want to talk a little bit about you when you joined the band and stuff? Because obviously not a lot of people have heard from you too much. So
Yeah, so I heard, because I'm in university with the drummer. That's how I know him. And I heard that they wanted a third guitarist, or they were thinking about it. So I bullied him into making me get an audition. And luckily enough, I got it. So now I'm here.
Awesome. So this is it then. This is you guys got in the band then. So great stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, myself and see when we were in our band, of course. Then we I mean, I've been doing bands for quite a long time before. I mean, I never had any good. I was a bit difficult. I was quite difficult. It was a lot more difficult for me to find the right members as well.
Yeah, people underestimate how hard it is to get going and get things up and running. You know,
yeah, because I was using band.com as well. That was the way I was kind of doing that, and then I kind of understand you're just meeting people you actually don't know. And
I think people don't appreciate how much effort it takes to get a band going. You know, it's a bit like a newborn baby. It's like it's the most likely to die at that point. Like you've got to get past those early stages and to get the members, and you go, okay, we've established ourselves now, and everything feels a bit more secure after a while. But yeah, I understand that, and it's difficult when you're kicking off.
Mm-hmm. But I've never had. I mean, I've been doing that for a good few years, and it's only just been like one member, and then they always refused to budge in to get in to do it. I mean, the best bit was me getting to play Opium. That was the first that we actually got to as a band. Yeah. And if that was a video that I put up on the channel, of course.
That must have been pretty exciting.
It was actually great. My dad was actually filming. I was actually the guy filming that as well.
Amazing.
We were kind of we're actually kind of an autistic band as well. So our members are kind of on the autistic spectrum. So we're kind of in a similar way. So our singer does the same radio, is on the same radio station as well. And sure. Pete, actually, I should give a wee shout out to him on the recent ring as well. And good pal of mine. And we've got Dave as well on the drums, and Cormac, and I can't remember the bass player's name because I only just knew him briefly because he was just covering for a gig, and he was just temporary. But I mean, our members were kind of part of the band. I mean, we were jamming together for quite a while. But I mean, unfortunately, that was the only gig we played, and
so far.
Yeah, but we're not actually going at the moment. We've split up. That's it. So I don't know if we're going to be going. I mean, what I'm doing at the radio show is actually a bit better. I definitely agree. I mean, I've done my band stuff, and then moving on to this, interviewing bands and doing the radio show is actually a better way. And getting lots of more. If the more bands I keep playing and the more name drops I'm doing the radio show is a better way to get the station a bit more established way. So you guys know it now, and of course everyone else that I interviewed have probably heard of it now. So this takes then.
I think it's absolutely wicked that it's great that you're trailblazing for anyone with autism and that kind of thing, and saying you can still rock out, like you can still have a band, you can still have a radio show,
Absolutely, a radio station's actually based on the same way as well. It's the world's first autistic radio station as well.
Wow.
I've probably said it in a couple of interviews before, and what of us other streams that I've done, I've said it to other bands, and Sam Radio is the world's first autistic radio station, and it is indeed. So
that's really cool.
Everyone that does every DJ that's on the station is all autistic, so even so you probably know, and everyone it's pretty unique, quite a unique station. You don't get anything like that in the world. Autistic radio station, everyone on the autistic spectrum. So it's a great way. I mean, it should have a bit more word of mouth, right enough. But I mean, what it's doing the moment, what it's doing at the moment is a great way. It's getting slowly a bit more established, and I think because of my metal show now, I'm playing a lot of the local bands around here. Some of my homie bands around here, of course. So most of the bands know me from here and know me as me playing them, and knows me as a DJ and that as well. So,
Sure.
so
Exactly. Just got to keep going, man. It's. I mean, Black Lakes. We were from the original idea. I think that might have been like 2016, 17. So, it's been 3 years already just for us to get to this stage where people like yourselves and are aware of us, and the songs are getting more widely played and all that kind of thing. So some of it's about perseverance and just like never quitting, man.
I believe I played your last single as well, possibly. I played
Silence, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the one I played. I believe I played that one before, last year, early this year. Apparently, I think I don't even remember when I played it because it's that long ago.
No,
but, yeah,
it was wild. I think. But no, thank you.
That was the other one I played. And
yeah, Break the Silence back in what, May, June?
I think it was May. It was around the summer. I think we put that out.
That when you released it, yeah, I've kind of forgotten about some of the things that I played in the past now. I need to look back at my shows. You can check out usually my shows are available on Mixcloud, so if you check Sam Radio Metal Show, of course, you'll see all my shows. Or if you just put I don't know if some people call us SEM Radio Metal Show sometimes as well, but Sam Radio is the actual real name, so don't then just say Sam Radio, not SEM Radio Metal Show.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, some people have said that actually. So because it in capitals, that's the problem. I need to put it in non-caps. But I mean, it stands for Scottish Autistic Media. It doesn't stand for someone that's called Sam. It runs it.
That makes sense.
So don't tell me. So it's no one. It's no someone called Sam. Sam expound it. It's in Scottish Autistic Media. So that's what the three letters stand for. So the three Sam stands for Scottish Autistic Media. So it's not Sam as in the name.
Yeah.
So
not a person.
Sam. No,
cool.
But it's a good name. We call it Sam anyway. So so we have like we have a green fox as well as our logo, as their logo as well. So it's quite it stands out. And then I got my one as the red guitar one. So that's the one from our page, of course. So yeah, I'm talking a bit too much about the station, so we'll move on to another question, shall we? And what genre of music do you guys play?
It's hard, isn't it? We have an internal debate about what kind of music we play with every different song. I think it changes.
Yeah.
If you ask me, we're playing metal. If you ask Scott, we're playing alt rock. It's hard, and it's interesting listening to other people tell us what kind of music we play. I think that's where we're finding some enjoyment. You hear different DJs telling us we're playing different genres of music, and it's great to hear what other people think it is, because we struggle to correctly identify, I think.
I hear a bit of hardcore, post-hardcore in there. A bit of hardcore, definitely, for sure.
Sweet.
Because I kind of know my metal. I can sometimes judge the sounds. Sometimes it's quite strange. But yeah, it's a bit of that hardcore going on. That's my opinion.
I'm a big Alexis on Fire fan, so there's definitely some Dallas in there for me, and some of the Alexis stuff has definitely been influencing me over the years in terms of writing the songs. So yeah, there's definitely that in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of hardcore metalcore stuff. I've been playing that in between as well on the show. I like Fluidio is a great band to check out as well. They do like ambient sort of tech metal. It's just insane stuff to play.
Cool.
Maybe that day actually I must have played Fluidio on that show. It was definitely a few weeks ago. I was playing a bit of Phrygia, and it might have been that time I was playing your track during that show.
Yeah, Death Throne has a slightly odd time signature in places, so that tends to hopefully appeal to the slightly more. I mean, not massively so, but you know, it's slightly more tech because there's it doesn't all go straight in 4, so there's a bit of something to it in that way.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on in music these days as well. So, is there anything else you want to say about your music then, what you play? And just like another wee bit about, as in its training, the genre would be.
Yeah, I mean, well, Dylan, do you want to chat a bit about some of your influences and the kind of things
that's the one
that you bring to the table for Black Lakes?
Oh, now you're asking. Okay, I wasn't prepared for this. So, at heart, I'm actually a funk guitar player. So that's where my roots lay when I was learning and stuff. So I guess, in a way, that does translate to a lot of things I do end up playing. Sometimes it doesn't always work. I'll tell you that now. But yeah, I can't remember when I really got into metal. But I remember it happening, and it was just this big revelation that I can play guitar loud and fast. So it's just been loud and fast since they're on. Like,
yeah,
that's it really for me.
I think like you, Chris, I'm some of my early days I was big into thrash, so
Metallica,
you know, there's definitely a thrash influence in there for me, 100%.
Yeah, I love my thrash as well, man. And Metallica, and I like a bit of underground thrash. I like Testament and Death Angel and stuff like that as well.
Sure. Yeah.
I shouldn't really listen too much to the big four as much as I used to. I mean, there were the bands I used to like, but I like Overkill and Testament and some of these bands a bit more as well. Destruction and then Creator, some German thrash as well. So, you probably hear a bit of that as well, a bit of thrash in the tune as well. I love a bit of Michigan as well.
Yeah.
A great band. And there's a wee bit of variety of things going on in the tracks as well, like a bit of avant-garde and a bit of groove metal, a bit of gent. It's a bit of that old school. It's not 90s feel. It's great stuff.
A bit of all sorts.
Read is a good song. I mean, that's the one that's a bit we were playing with that for a while, but it's a great track. And there's too many charts to get the name. I like the really long one. I'm trying to think. There's the EP called I. It's the EP called I that they released out in 2000 something, in the mid 2000s, and it's got like a 20-minute track or something. And it's got a really nice. I like the really soft threats, and I like the really nice chilled ambient bits of doing the guitars as well. It's a really cool. It gives you chills and that as well. It's a great feeling as well when you hear all the pounding this dry up a little bit, and then you get this nice sort of cream guitar, ambient guitar.
We've tried to encapsulate that a little bit with Black Lakes. We definitely, we want the heavy bits to be heavy, but we definitely want the melodic parts to be melodic too. And Death Throne's got fewer melodic bits and more heavy bits, but songs like Break the Silence and Ghost of Our Memories, they've got more of a balance of there's a lot more melody and a lot more of the mellow stuff, because I like some prog bands as well, and Dream Theater and Devin Townsend and all that stuff that goes off on different journeys in terms of ambience and soundscapes and that kind of thing. So it's all cool, man. It's all good for the mix.
Yeah, Opeth are great as well. It's another one. I like Opeth. I mean, I'm a big fan. They have a variety as well. They go for like sort of death metal, and they go for sort of clean progressive metal. It's quite insane what they do.
Yeah.
Blackwater Park was obviously one of my favourites, I think. I mean, I like all Opeth's early stuff. It's a bit. I think it's a bit less than the to the early 10s, by the 10s it's a wee bit stonery now, so I wasn't too that bit
Yeah.
west of there, stuff that needs to. It's a bit like Point of Entry, stuff like that. I mean,
Smoked a bit too much weed, perhaps, and all got a bit too mellow.
yeah, they're probably
bit too slow.
just probably a bit tired of that sort of stuff now, and then obviously just move on to sort of stoner sound. So that's the way they go. I think. What a band! So many great bands do so many great things. And we want to move on to another question now, and this is a good one. Then, what are your hobbies and interests? So this is maybe not like your music sort of thing. This could just include your activities that you enjoy, downtime stuff.
I mean, for me, my downtime is the band. I mean, outside of the band, I play some computer games. Well, I play a computer game. I play Overwatch, and that's about it. But I play that a lot more than I should. And I've recently started DJing myself, which is something completely new for me. But yeah, most of the free time I have, I try and put it back into the band because I think, you know, I try not to waste any of my time. And I hate that feeling when you get into bed and you look back at your day and you think, wow, you know, I just didn't do anything of value with my time. So I try and pour as much of it as possible back into Black Lakes.
Awesome. What you have?
Am I going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And Scott.
So I have a similar thing to like Will. Outside of university and stuff, I don't really do much. Mostly it's just music production. That's what I do. It's what I study. It's what I'm just trying to get better at. But other than that, I don't do a whole lot these days.
You're really selling that rock star life, Dylan.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a bit like the other guys really, because obviously Black Lakes we've been so fortunate. It's been going so well that you know, I'm often, if not always, writing songs or you know, putting ideas together or having an idea for lyrics or a song title. But you know, occasionally I do, you know, other things. I'll watch Netflix from time to time, once or twice. But you know, generally it's generally I'm you know, it's all about the music, if we can, as much as possible. I do game occasionally, but I'm more of a Nintendo man. So I like Mario Kart and Super Mario Brothers, and I'm like cutesy, easygoing games. Like I don't want to be going around shooting people. I just get bored of that. So I'm like, I just want to collect coins and jump on people's heads. That sounds far more fun to me.
So you're not PS4, you're not a console player then? No.
Not massively. I had a PS2, which is like ages ago now, and I tried to get into some games, and I did Batman for a bit, but they're just so long. Like for me, I'm like, I want to pick something up and be like 20 minutes or like 10 minutes, and I've done something, and I can leave it again. I haven't got time to go into these games that take days and weeks to like get into. Maybe I'm just too impatient, but yeah, I can't be dealing with the long-winded games.
No, like sitting in front of the telly and that to see if we get like a Nintendo DS or a Switch or something that handheld and that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because then it's just like a phone and that you can just take with you and you don't need to bother about your.
I love Tetris. I'm a big fan of Tetris.
Yeah.
I can put shapes into holes all day, man. That is me. Like, let's just make this look neat. I'm all good.
Yeah, I used to play. I remember these old brick games back in the day. They were quite addicting as well. I remember them. Yeah. They were great. I mean, Tetris was on that, Breathe or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I play a bit of console gaming and myself and like PS4, and everyone's going to get a PS5s I think soon now. The new next gen consoles now, because they're pretty much coming out or out now pretty much. Yeah, very much. So just sort of what's going to happen in gaming in about 10 years time. We'll be looking at sort of photo realism games.
Yeah,
so maybe something you can put your face in or something. It'll be something quite cool. You're able to make your own character or put your face on the game or something, like a photograph, and it'll take a photo. Maybe like 3D scanning or something. Maybe they'll have like a
I'm
camera,
going to replace my face with Will's, I think, because that'll work better for me.
scan your body and that, and then you could be included as a character in game or something that you can just play around. So like a sort of first person, third person game or something, and something like that. You could just rock around or something, and I just think that would be a cool feature in the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Just have that. Well, something near enough to that where you can put in scan your whole body so it can include the hair and it can include your clothing or something.
Do you remember the Red Hot Chili Peppers video for Californication where you could play as the Red Hot Chili Peppers? That would be cool. If we could get like a Black Lakes avatar video game where you could be Will for a few hours, that would be pretty sweet, I think.
No one wants to be Will for a few hours.
I'd
Yeah.
play
Be great if you play like play with any of your favourite metalheads and like
That would be cool. Yeah. You could have Tom Araya from Slayer, like you could be, Dave Mustaine. You could be Axl Rose, but he'd always arrive late, so like you couldn't really play him.
you could be Matt Puck as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, it's probably one of your sort of local ones. Saying,
Yeah.
You must not be too far from where Bullet for Valentine's is then.
Yeah, no, I've played have played in the same rehearsal studio that they play in, and seen them a few times, and saw them in most recently. Yeah, no, I'm not. They're not. We're not close friends. I don't know them personally, but yeah, I have met them. Yeah.
They're a great band. I mean, they're from they're from South Wales too. Like they're probably like one of the biggest metal bands pretty much in the UK.
Yeah.
So it's engaged. This Madden them having Bullet for Valentine in game as well.
See that.
Maybe like a sort of Sims games will have that or something like if there's a new Sims game that comes
Sims
out.
Metalheads.
That'd be cool. Sims Metalheads, yeah, that would be sweet. Or alternative hard rock heads.
Of course.
Yeah, there's WWE games that I play as well, which has a bit of that metalhead vibe going on. I play a bit of them, and I have my own.
I'd be loving that. Like the Scott Blacklakes wrestler, I'm all over that. Like, give me that immediately. I'll have my championship belt, my walking music, the whole bit. I think we'd have to come into Dissident though, right, guys? That would be the one to come into. Yeah. Or maybe Death Throne you could come into. That would be pretty cool.
Any of them, mate.
I love my wrestling as well, guys, and so I'll play a bit of that. It's good. It's a good way. The WWE 2K, like the 2K games, are quite good for making your sort of metal creations. It's probably like one of the best games I think for making alternative dudes in the game. Even just not using the real life wrestlers, I kind of don't play that for that reason. And play it for like creating your own creations and putting them in game and playing around with them. It's a great way to do that. I mean, it's using like maybe Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins. It's maybe a bit boring, in my opinion. I mean,
Sure.
We've seen them. I mean, I see them, but I mean, it doesn't seem relevant to what I'm doing in the game, and so.
Yeah, similar with music. It's you can we can play other people's music, but it's more fun to create your own and do your own thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to focus on your own stuff. Of course, that's the band, but you do covers when you start a band. So, and yeah, it's a great thing. And I don't know if you guys play that game right enough, WWE 2K. I'm not sure if any of you played it or played it before.
I used to play a lot of wrestling games, but not recently.
Not the 2K ones, I guess. I mean, they're not the best. I mean, they're not based on like arcade. They're just based on simulation a bit more. But I mean, I think 2K19 is not too bad a game graphic wise. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's probably not a game that everyone plays nowadays. It's not arcade. It's a bit more sort of do yourself a little bit as well. Yeah, you wouldn't even think it's a WWE game. If you see what without having the real life wrestlers, you would think it's just someone made up game or something that you just have like your own creations that people won't even know what game this is.
Sure.
Because it's not any WWE logos to be shown. So.
If you enjoy it, though, that's the main thing,
I enjoy it. Yeah, it's a great way. I mean, I enjoy a bit the skate. I know there's some skateboarding games that have been out as well, which is a good thing. I played the new Tony Hawk's game. It's not too bad a game. And the remake that was did for the remake that they released recently as well. It's great.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
It's a bit of Primus on there as well, which is cool. I actually played Jerry as a race car driver on the show as well. Primus, that one. That's a really cool, funky track that is. I mean, since Tony Hawk's as well.
Good tune, yeah.
Primus are about what if we used all the notes like that? That's the cool thing about Primus. Let's have all the notes in the song. Okay, cool.
Or none and just random noises at the same time.
Yeah, or let's just do it percussive, like, you know, let's just slap that bass until no one can live anymore, you know.
It's a great bass line. It's really catchy that as well. I mean, it's a great chat. I mean, like a bit of Primus in that as well, and so that's in that game as well. It's just cool. So I'll maybe move on to another question now, and I think that's all about gaming or something, and kind of make this more like a gaming thing in my opinion, because I play a bit of video games. But mind you, I should say I enjoy a bit of outdoors activities as well in my hobbies as well. I'm not sure if you enjoy a bit of that too, outdoorsy stuff. I'm a bit of a outdoorsy guy as well, so I like to get some walking and hikes and that done around here.
Yeah, I'm a big fan, if I'm honest, of nature. My physique will tell you other things that I don't like walking that much, but no, I do enjoy waterfalls and, you know, forests, and I'm very much at home in those kind of environments. Yeah.
That's a good thing. It helps a wee bit as well. It helps your depression if you're a bit down a wee bit, feeling a bit down and that, and then you can get yourself out for some fresh air. And that's
really important. I think you know, we all I think we'd like to spend a bit more time in the trees than we are at the moment, which is being stuck in the house so much. But
yeah, true stuff. I guess it's like meditation a wee bit as well. It helps a wee bit. Helps your body helps things get your things out your head a wee bit when you get yourselves out in nature. So it's a great way. It's definitely a great way to do that. I mean, that's the way things help. That's the way it works for me. That's the way I'm on a bit of a wee bit down and want to get myself out. It's a great way to help get my things keep things at my head a wee bit and that, and so that's a good way to just to get everything all cleared out, and that's the thing. So I enjoy that's what I do. So yeah, I think we'll move on to another question now. So what gigs? What's guitars, amps, and basses will you guys use? This is the main question. This is the main one that you would like. Guitars, amps, basses, mics, etc., etc.
Dylan, do you want to kick us off with gear, man? I know you're a big gear man, so go for it, dude.
Yeah. So I'm currently using Chapman guitars.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I will.
Chapman.
Yeah. I'm using the Ghost Fret at the moment. That's my main guitar for band stuff. I've just ordered a custom build guitar from a company called Nyla Guitars. That should be coming this month, hopefully.
Cool. Sounds good.
But in terms of amps, I don't use amps. I use all software. I've got a all-in-one floorboard called the Headrush. Just because I can't afford amps at the moment, and where I'm living at the moment, I can't actually have an amp. I don't drive, so I can't take that from myself. So having the floorboard is just easier. But yeah,
good stuff.
And then for me, I play mostly. I play my Jackson guitar, although I am a fan of some Fender stuff as well. But Dave Mustaine etched a Jackson-shaped image in my head that I've never been able to shift. So Megadeth is still with me in there somewhere. And then amp-wise, I play a Laney Ironheart, which is pretty gainy. So I like to chunk riffs that make the floor move.
So you're the noisy one then.
If I can feel the air move, then I'm feeling pretty happy.
Awesome stuff. So well then,
I've got your very, very boring Shure SM58 as the industry standard microphone. I did have a nice fancy wireless thing, but we could never get it working straight, and I sold it in the end. I do have a very nice microphone stand though, custom made by a company called Rebel Custom Mics. It's in all the videos. It's got some nice lights in the middle, and that's my special toy, because I don't get to have anything else as the singer.
So that was very cool. That must be a cool one. Maybe like Christmas decorations or something. It'd be quite cool to have all that going on with you.
Yeah, it's
maybe have
cool.
like
It was green and red and blue, and so yeah, Will likes to colour up his mic stand at many a gig. So there's plenty of excitement going on, because he just has like equipment envy of me and Dylan and James and stuff, because we got all the lights and stuff on our stuff. You know, Will's gonna
pretty much.
Will just needs the blinking pretty lights.
That's all I need.
It's quite amazing what bands do these days as well. They have like different equipment, and they can kind of adapt. They can have them adapted to what you like as well. So
yeah. I do like the guitar with the LEDs in the fretboard. I'm a bit of a nerd for that kind of thing. So Matt Bellamy in Muse has got like the Chaos pad built into the back of his guitar, and I think all of his are custom made, aren't they, as well? Which are pretty cool gear. I'm definitely a sucker for a toy and a pointless Chaos pad in the back of your guitar, but it just looks cool and sounds interesting. So
just everyone would have something quite unique. They'll have like something like a gadget in them, or something that they can just put in, integrate them into the music instrument or something.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, most people would just rather do old school. I mean, it's always a good way just to keep it old school, because metal is a bit analog. It's not like a digital thing. It's a digital when you're doing all your mastering and that. I guess that's the way you use your machines and that. But I mean, most of it's kind of analog in that as well. We just think maybe like was the bands back in the 70s and 80s were probably using tapes and that in the day as well.
Indeed. I mean, we've got a bit of a mix, I think. So James and I use sort of the head and the big amps, but Dylan and we run our bass through a digital amp as well. So we've got a Mac at the back of the stage that runs sort of a proportion of our sound. But so hopefully there's a nice balance there live, where you've got some of the ease and the usefulness of the digital side, but also you can still get your face blown off in the front row at the same time.
I always think so, having all that noise getting blown in your face, be insane anyway. Yeah, I used that. And you might see, if you saw the video and if you saw that gig, of course, then I was using that ESP GS600 Skyhawk.
Yeah.
That's then, of course, then Guy Holt's signature guitar, of course. And and of course, then that's a great guitar. I mean, I had a Kemper that night as well, and Kemper's, that's probably what you're saying. The profile is quite cool as well.
Nice.
And so you might have seen that. And I have a Ibanez guitar as well. I don't know that's the model of it. I'm not good at when it comes to models of guitars. I'm not good with numbers or letters as much. I can tell by the SG, and I can tell by Les Paul, and I can tell by Jackson, but I don't know that's the numbers. Some guitars are kind of like car manufacturers or.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I go into the shop and say, "What black guitars have you got? Like, don't give me any other color. Like, what are the black ones? Like, show me all the black ones."
Yeah, but you can recognize something. You can recognize something when you see something. You recognize what it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so.
Yeah, no, our bass player plays an Ibanez. And James, our other guitar player, he's playing an LTD at the moment, Les Paul, but he's a big flying V man as well. So likes his Gibson Vs at times as well.
Good stuff. I mean, I've had a BC Rex in the past as well.
Oh, nice.
Which was a there's a cheap VC Rex. It wasn't a expensive guitar. I mean, it was like, I don't know if it was like this first or second guitar that I used. I used to use a Stratocaster as well back in the early days. I think it was even my sister's guitar apparently.
Huh.
She wasn't using it, so when I was starting to play the guitar, it was the Stratocaster, and I think it was the PC Rex, and it's a nice red metallic red finish, and it's a bit stock. It's a basic guitar. It's not like it's one of these really cool. I mean, it's one of these spiky ones. I just say it's not. It's a wall walk, I think. I believe it's a wall walk. It's one of the spiky ones. It's like Kenny sort of type thing.
Yeah. You got to have the spikes on it.
Not of course his guitar. It's just
No.
Of course, it's a red guitar red. But yeah, it was apparently I had a problem with the jack on the guitar, and I don't know if I've just kept it in the cupboard. I've not even played it for a couple of years now, so I can't even forgotten what it looks like now. That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, my first guitar I sold and then I bought it back, so I've still got it. It was a red and white Hurricane from Argos, like literally from the Argos
guitar.
I think it cost me like, I don't know what, 40 quid or something, when I was like, I've got to have an electric guitar. So I looked like Hank Marvin.
I think it looks like a Stratocaster, doesn't it? It's many guitars. There's so many copies of that guitar. Pretty much the Strat. It's all like different names.
Millions probably.
Pretty much that's like the generic guitar. Pretty much to Fender.
You've got to start somewhere though, right?
Yeah, of course. And so yeah, that must be a shit guitar then. This it's 40 quid. So it was a good guitar.
Oh, it's terrible. Absolutely, absolute bag of shit. But I've still got it, so it's still there. One day it will be customized to be awesome. But right now it just sits there. So it's the history, the heritage.
But was it sound good live? If you play at a gig, would it sound pretty shit live then?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it doesn't even have strings on it, and the bridge has collapsed, and the whammy bar doesn't even work anymore. So yeah, it would need some serious TLC even to come up to Hank Marvin.
I would think it would only have like one gig. I think if you were to pick that guitar and play at a gig, I reckon it'd be wet after they finish the set. Pretty much. That's the shit is. I mean, it wouldn't last long. It wouldn't last a gig.
Nah. But you've got. I'm glad I've got my first guitar back. My first electric guitar back. Anyway.
Yeah, that's nice.
Something else that I did as well, and was and what I did with the Stratocaster, of course, and the Strat I was saying earlier, and what we did is we're going to customize it, and so we painted it red. We're going to make it a bit more metal, so we put in like Hammett's pick guard or something with the EMGs, and pretty sick. And so the body's red, and the pick guard was sort of I think it's the sort of standard light. I don't know. DMG's built in yet, and I think we've put an Evertune bridge on it as well, I believe. And I think we changed the machine heads to black as well. And I don't even remember it because that guitar didn't last very long, so the paint was actually wasn't cured properly, so the guitar's kind of the guitar wasn't really. I mean, the guitar's back in bits now, and it's kind of forgotten now. So you'd be quite surprised about that. So it was just a wee project that we were going to get done to make it make a Fender Strat a bit more metal. But I never thought the way, and that's the way it didn't actually work in Foxbury, so it's back in pits again. It's not been bothered about it now, so don't even know if I still got it now, to be honest. So that's something that I did. I might have said that before actually in previous band interviews. I've probably said this millions of times, and so don't get me wrong. I've probably been saying this to every band, like saying the same things to them. It gets to be a bit repetitive when I'm saying the same questions all the time to our interviews, but I don't mind. It's a good way to spread the word out to people that don't know, people about other bands and that as well. It's always good. And so, I'll ask you another question now. How you guys perform live? I don't know if that's a way to set up your instruments and that, or do you use like see when you're playing gigs, for example, do you use like your own equipment, or do you borrow like in venues equipment? I don't know how that works, but I mean that's something about how you guys perform or set up live. So if you're just using like equipment for like in the venues, like the venues equipment or the stage equipment in the venue itself, or do you use like your...
It depends on where we're playing. I mean, mainly James and I will take our head. So I'll take my Ironheart. James takes his Black Star. Dylan, as we mentioned, is all digital, so he'll run through the PA, the house PA, as with the bass, and then Dav, the drummer, tends to control a lot of that. And we've got a MacBook running on stage as well for some of our software sounds and instruments. But generally, we like to, as much as we can, use our own gear, mostly for the preservation of the sound and making sure that it sounds like we want it to sound, and the tones are right for us as well. But yeah, often most venues have house cabinets and house kit, etc. But generally, if especially if we're headlining, obviously we'll use as much of our own gear wherever possible.
I think our venues as well has equipment as well, like house equipment that our bands borrow as well and use. But it's always a thing. It's always a good thing. It's a bit easier that way as well to use the house equipment and dragging your own stuff with them as well. So
definitely. I mean, Dylan and Dan, drummer, they're both soundmen. They both run the sound at a local South Wales venue called the Patriot. Lots of bands I've no doubt you would have heard of do that. So yeah, Dylan's well versed in the dark arts of sounding and doing PAs and setting up bands.
That's cool. And how is it you do Dylan and all that stuff? And
so it's like, what do you mean? Like, what do we run?
Yeah, I mean, as in all the bands you've had in the venue. Like names.
I don't really pay attention to them. I'm there to do a job. I don't know.
You might have had one of a band from Edinburgh one day that stumbled across your venue, maybe one of these times. Just never know.
Probably, but I'm usually so busy and stuff that I don't catch the band's names.
It's so much that goes on there. You get so many bands out there, you just forget them in a day.
Yeah, it's nothing personal to them. I'm just when I'm working doing sound with them, it gets so chaotic, especially if it's busy there.
You can't really see the band because all the people, all the crowds and that as well.
Yeah.
In front of you as well. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's the same guy that I know as well. Is at one of our venues that I know. He does he's quite cool as well. He works at Opium. He's a great guy as well. And I don't think I'll say his name, but he does some great bands as well. And I think he's in a band as well, and I think he does a lot. He does great sound. He did the sound for us as well when we were on stage, so it was cool. And
okay.
Definitely, and it's great stuff. And so, I mean, yeah, we've got a few more questions to ask, guys. And don't know if is there any new music you guys going to apparently release in the future, or any new music in the works you're going to be releasing soon?
Yeah, I mean the album is coming along nicely. We've sort of recorded about half of it. We're just waiting for the world to recover slightly so we can get back in the studio and get it finished. We're really excited to get it out there. It's just a case of getting it done, which is obviously proven challenging. We were hoping it would have been out by now. But yeah, we still haven't managed to get back into the studio to get it done. We've got a couple more singles lined up to sort of keep drip feeding what we're up to, just so that people don't forget about us during this difficult time. But yeah, the main goal is to get that album out, and we are now more determined than ever that it is definitely coming out next year.
Yeah, yeah,
Early next year, I would think as well, hopefully.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
But yeah, when you listen out, if you drop another single in, I'm guessing you can email it to me as well, and I'll get it on the show, of course.
That would be great. We'd really appreciate that. Yeah, but we
Yeah, that would
definitely.
be cool.
I think you were the one that emailed the track, Scott. I think the tracks.
It's probably James. I don't want to steal his thunder. Often, because we both have beards, often people think we look alike. And even my mum said the other day, "Do people confuse you and James for brothers?" And I'm like, "Yes, mum, they do. But you're my mum, so how on earth can you think that you can mistake him for my brother because you gave birth to me and not him?" But there we are. So no, it was probably James. You should give the credit to for sending you the track, Chris. Well, probably wasn't me, but I'm still very grateful that James did, and very grateful that you played it.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to you and James and that as well if it's for this
Cool.
sending
Thanks,
these
man.
tracks.
I know he'll appreciate it.
Definitely, because I think he might be the one that he'd probably put me on. He's probably got my email, got the email for the for the station anyway that he can pass them through. So I assume he would email the new single, the next single, the new single, the new
We'll
single.
definitely make sure it gets to you, Chris. No worries at all.
And yeah, you probably James will be the man to email it. So it'd be cool. Definitely be cool. I mean, they're writing your music as well, and it's great. It's always great to get another band out on a station as well. So.
Thanks, Chris.
Is there any other? So I've got another few questions then. So, you got any plans for a tour when this is all over? Like a tour, if you guys have got enough tour plans.
So, Will, do you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have a bit of a scattergun approach to playing live. I think it's fair to say we go for quality, not quantity. That's certainly been the sort of rule so far. It would be lovely to think that at some point in the future we can string a tour together. But at the moment, just because of even without what's going on with the pandemic, all of us are either in uni or working full time, which makes it quite difficult to take that time out to do a proper full-fledged tour. Of course, if the opportunity is there and it's the right time and finances allow, then yeah, we will certainly be putting something together. I mean, I'd like to think that when the album drops, we will have to do some form of tour just to support the album. Hopefully early next year, sort of maybe around the summertime, we can get out and do a string of shows. That'd be really nice.
That'd be great. That'd be great, guys. Especially when you guys come up to here one time as well. If you ever come up here or somewhere nearby, and it'd be great. I mean, yeah, it'd be greater to see face to face than screen to screen as well. When this is all.
Sure. Maybe we'll give you a shout when we're doing the Wildfire Festival. Maybe we can travel over to Edinburgh to play the venue that you seem to know. So
yeah, you never know. We might get back in the studio again as well at some point, and when we do in our station, and when we recover, we might get in the studio again. I think at the moment we're just doing the shows at home. So
sure.
But when I was doing it in the studio, I was getting some bands interviewed as well. So I mean, when you guys do come up to Edinburgh, if we get the studio, when the studio's reopened again, or if we're going to reopen again, which I hope we do get, so hopefully we do reopen again, and we get the studio all sorted out again, then
sure.
Yeah, it'll be great to.
You're not on your own with that. I mean, we're basically. I think we've released the last 2 singles from our houses, so. We've done the video. I mean, Death Throne is literally the only time any of us have really got outside for months. So yeah, it's exactly the same. We're running Black Lakes from several houses across South Wales, so and slightly outside of South Wales as well in Will's case. So it's yeah. So I know the feeling.
Yeah, we try and get out a bit more as well. I mean, it definitely helps, it helps you a wee bit as well than sitting in 4 corners as well. So I do agree, and getting out a bit more is the better way. So
we've got some shows from this year that got postponed, obviously. So we're hoping those will be rearranged. So there's the Wildfire Festival, which I mentioned, which you should be playing next summer, all being well. There's the Hog in the Bridge Festival that we should have played at the end of this year. So hopefully that'll be the end of or late summer next year. And then we've got the Highway to Hell, Hard Rock Hell final to play. We were due to play at O2 Academy in Sheffield. So that'll probably get rearranged as well. We don't know where that will be yet. So fingers crossed in terms of the gigs. There are a fair few that we need to fulfill from last year because we don't want to let the people down that were looking forward to us seeing us there. So
was that like a Battle of the Bands thing or something that was going to happen?
Yeah, kind of. We just got entered for it, and it ended up. We were just unbelievably just seemed to go straight to the final, and got on that bill. So it would have been basically the winner then. It was a big prize for the winner, but
that would have been great, and that would have been great if you won it as well. I wonder if they'll actually just get you into if they're going to resume that off or something when they come back. I don't know if
I think that's the plan. So hopefully we'll be able to do it, and then just being there will be great. But obviously, winning it would be crazy. But we'll give it our all, of course.
So what do you do? Do you play a fest? Do you play like Budstock or something?
Yeah, I think I can't remember exactly the details of the prize, but it was money and record deal. So it's pretty significant, So yeah, and obviously the Hard Rock Hell guys have a few festivals around the country, I think, and are pretty big in the States and things. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, you get to get to America or something. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah.
I know Met Up to the Masses was one that happened as well, which is another sort of summer thing, Battle to the Bands thing. We had one then. We had one as well just before lockdown, and they didn't do the final unfortunately because of the lockdown. So that was that's not happened. But we had the semi final, and then of course there's a few bands that got through. There's a band a really cool tech jazzy band called The Soul, and a great band. They got through to the final.
Cool.
I've got the interview actually further down on the playlist on the channel, so you'll probably see that. It's called The Soul Band. So it's basically named after the city in the Bahamas. So
nice.
A great band. They're like a sort of tech. I don't know if they're tech jazz. They've got quite strange music to do. I mean, they're great. They're really great. They've got great songs. I mean, they got to the final. I voted for them as well, actually, because I think they did well. And the person was my favourite actually that night.
Cool. We played that ourselves. Actually, we played Metal to the Masses in I think in Bristol. Did we play that? And then we were due to play it as well in Cardiff, but again that was April, so that got postponed because of the lockdown. So hopefully we'll be doing Metal to the Masses again next year, should it be COVID allowed, etc. So
yeah. Try and get gigs back up again, have everyone back in again, doing moss pits again, and that kind of.
I think that first pit is going to be mental. Like wherever you are, whatever that first pit is, it's going to be going off. Like it's going to be like, well, it's just going to be absolutely crazy once we're all vaccinated and everyone's happy to touch each other again.
I think it'll be insane. I think gigs will come back with a vengeance or something. It'll be great to see.
We're looking forward to creating a few circle pits for Black Lakes, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, some of our bands do it as well. This is a good thing. I mean,
definitely.
We have like a thrash band. Some of our thrash bands do it as well. I mean, I'm not too keen on the circle pits myself, but I mean, I enjoyed them, seeing them happening.
I like watching them. I don't know if I want to be in them.
Yeah, I don't like spilling my beer.
On that, but I didn't want to get hurt in that. But I mean, I could manage it actually if I was like more confident enough. I was trying to get into one at one point, but I don't know if I would do it or not. But it's grown on me a wee bit, so I could maybe manage it when they do come back. I think everyone will be shaking the venues off, and here, of course, have to do it again soon next year, hopefully. It's be great to see.
Fingers crossed, once it's safe to do so.
Yeah, hopefully next year, by the earliest next year, hopefully that'll be the case. So other than that, apart from the mini tour, is there any dream gigs you guys would like to play? This is like any gigs, any proper gigs, like your sort of dream gig, and if you're ever going to play it, and what bands would you like to support as well? This is a good question.
I think for me, it's it's the festival scene.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mind if we're on in the middle of the day, but it would just be so cool to be able to say at some point in our career that we played the main stage at Download, you know, something like that. You know, if you're on the same day as some bands that you love, even better. But just to be able to be at that level, or be invited up to that level, would be a dream come true for me.
Definitely.
I think I don't know. I'm a bit greedy, so I'd maybe go like of Mice and Men opening, then maybe System of a Down, then maybe blacklakesuk headline, and then Nine Inch Nails to headline. That would be a sandwich I'd like to be in.
That'd be great. That'd be great. And you can maybe get to the first. Maybe if you ever play, you might manage to get on the opening of the main stage or something. The opening act for the day or something on the main stage.
That would be very cool. Yeah.
What
about you, Dylan? What would be your dream fantasy lineup, Black Lakes?
To actually play a gig with you. does that count?
Yeah, we probably ought to pop your live duck at some point. Yeah.
No, I'm not bothered.
Those are good ambitions,
like
Dylan. Right? What's your ambition? To play a gig with the band I'm in. That says 2020 in 2020 summed up right there. What would you like to do? To play a gig in the band I'm in. Yeah. Because of COVID, Dylan hasn't been able to play with us live yet.
So you've not actually played in a gig live yet, Dylan?
Not with these guys, no. I have played many a gig myself with other bands doing like college and uni and stuff, but not with these guys yet. And that's just, you know,
he's saving himself for the greatness.
Yes, yeah.
But he did get in the Death Row music video, which is
yeah. There's a start.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. You'll get when I think you'll be looking forward to playing the gigs when you start, Dylan. Be one of the proper things to do.
Phil's going to have his own stage ramp and everything like that. So have a full 40-foot out into the crowd stage ramp.
No one's allowed on it apart from me.
It's a place only for the guitar solos.
Yes.
Slipknot. Sometimes Slipknot did the Download Festival as well. They did that as well.
Yeah, we'd love to play Download. If anyone's out there listening and wanting to book us, we will happily take your booking.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. I mean, I've been at Budstock a couple of years ago. It's great. Budstock was great. When I went to Budstock a couple of years ago, it was a great festival. I mean, I said this in numerous interviews as well, that I've been at Budstock a few times in 2018, and I know that Judas Priest headlined it, of course, Gojira, and it was a great night. I think Gojira was a great night as well. Gojira headline was great. I mean, awesome. Great band. I mean, my friend actually drove us to Budstock. Is a big Gojira fan, so that was probably the reason why we went to that time. And you went to Gojira.
Yeah, big fan. Our bass player's a big fan as well, and I think our drummer's a big fan. Dylan's probably a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan.
I like Gojira as well. They're great. They're great live. I like what they do as well. And the new single's pretty good as well that they dropped out not too long ago as well. And Another World is pretty cool. And so I'm hoping they'll get the new album for next year or something. It's going to be great.
Probably, yeah. I mean, they're playing Download, aren't they? So I suspect they'll be on an album cycle. I would have thought at that point.
Hopefully, it's great. They're a great band. I mean, I like Magna wasn't a bad album. I liked how they sound. I like how it sounds. There's a sort of that, and there's a bit of how could I say? How could I explain what they play? It's difficult to explain what Gojira play, but they have that.
They were a real interesting mix. They remind me of Carcass a bit from back in the 90s, and then they've got melodic elements as well, and they've got heavy elements. They're a really interesting band, I think.
They definitely are. They're quite modern as well. They're like progressive in a way, but they have like a really nice creamy feel to it as well. So they're quite ambient, but they're not as ambient as a lot of bands. But I don't mind listening to the Shooting Star. It's it's a great opening track on the album, The Shooting Star.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if I'm going to pronounce it right. Maybe Dylan can tell me. How do I pronounce that song title correctly, Dylan? Silvera?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so that would be my pick of Gojira.
yeah, that's a great
my
one.
favourite.
Stranded as well. It's not bad.
They've got lots of great stuff.
There's a cool techie bit that they play. We haven't really the wee techie bit and what the playing silver in as well. It's a great track.
Yeah.
I mean,
like the solo. I like the main riff. I like the tapping chorus. The video's great. There's a lot of good stuff in there. To be fair.
yeah, but there were bands that saw Bloodstock as well, and I saw an Emperor as well, the black metal band, the Norwegian black metal band.
Yeah,
They're the ones that don't do the face paint. And I saw in Wednesday 13, and I don't know if you're keen on them.
Will's a fan of them, I think.
I know a couple of tunes, yeah.
Yeah, they're great actually. They're that sort of gothy sort of thing. I don't know if they're called horror punk, or I don't know if they're just called industrial metal. Like Avatar or something does that sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
Same time they put all their makeup on and their face paint on. It's kind of that sort of gothy thing. Like maybe the Defiled do that as well, I think.
Yeah, they've broken up now. The Defiled, they were one of my favourite bands.
Do they? They're great actually. They did another band now. I think one of the members is in another band. I played them on the show recently as well. They're called
Low Lives.
No, it wasn't that. It was another band actually, and I think it was one of the other Defiled members that did it. I don't even remember what they're called now. My bad then. But I played them on the show, and they're from the UK as well. Yeah, Defiled. I've never seen them live either, but I mean, I've heard their music. I think Daggers is the stuff that I heard.
Daggers, good album.
Really great. Have you seen them live?
Yeah, I've actually played with them as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I caught them live. I was lucky enough to see them 4 or 5 times before they broke up.
That's quite impressive. I've not seen them before, so I've seen Slipknot a few times. I saw Slipknot once in Glasgow, but this is actually not recently. This is then 2015. This wasn't now this year, of course. Slipknot are great as well. I mean, they're great live.
Yeah, really, really good live show.
Yeah, they played Download Festival last year apparently as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yep, they played it a few times, I think. So they're definitely Download veterans.
Yeah, for sure. They play the main stage as well when it's. I mean, the headliner.
Yeah, they're headliners. Yeah.
Big band. Big bands. Probably the biggest metal band since, in my opinion, since Metallica. Really, in terms of their worldwide appeal and.
What about Ghost as well? They're quite big as well. I don't know if you like Ghost.
Weirdly seen them as well. I was lucky enough to see them supporting
like a stoner. They like stoner rock and the priest. They're one of the big priests on it.
Yeah.
I
saw them before they got bigger, so I was like, "What is this? Like incense burning, big like Pope like looking dude?" Because I was there to watch Alice in Chains. I was like, "What is this?" But they've obviously got a lot bigger since. So I'm kind of them off my list.
You would think they play like industrial metal by the looks.
But it's kind of like ABBA pop in my head.
Yeah, it's a bit stoner rock.
I caught them way back in the day
then,
on a Jägermeister tour. The ticket was £5 and the lineup was Defiled, Ghost, and Gojira.
That's a good night. That'd have been a good
£5.
£5. Wow. Because that's as much as
Blacklakes that bill, and it'd be perfect.
Yeah, right.
That would just be as prices are small. That's just as much as going to have a regular local gig. It's with that price, quite incredible.
Yeah.
When was this? What year was this?
This is a long time ago.
So back it was like 10 years ago or something.
Yeah, probably about 8 to 10 years ago now. Yeah.
So maybe before Margaret came out, it was like the other album could you released it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think this has been a great interview, guys, and I'm going to end this off with one more question. Then, anything you'd like to say to the listeners?
I mean,
Will?
thank you very much to everyone who's supporting us out there. It's really awesome that we're putting out something that seems to resonate with so many people. If you checked out Death Throne and you like what you heard and you want to help us to get our album finished, we are running a crowdfunding thing. So you can visit www.gofundme.com/f/blacklakes. There's a whole lot of incentives there for you guys to get in return for giving us some of your hard-earned money, and we'd be really, really grateful. And yeah, thank you to everyone who's supported us so far.
Great stuff. And what other ones like shout out questions would you like to say as well?
I'd just like to say thanks to you, Chris, and Sam FM for playing us.
Sam Radio, I meant saying Sam Radio. Yeah,
Sam Radio, sorry. And
Sam
yes,
Radio.
Sam, yeah, absolutely, the Scottish Autistic Media for doing that. That's amazing. We're really grateful, and I think it's awesome what you guys are doing to trailblaze that. So we're very grateful for you playing Black Lakes, and hopefully a few of your listeners and people that are watching the YouTube will come and check out Black Lakes and come on the journey with us and send us a message or as Will said, if you want to get super involved, definitely go on the GoFundMe and get a copy of the album that isn't even out yet. I mean, it can't get any more exclusive than that, right?
Great stuff. And the other questions then, I'm just thinking before we end this off, because...
No, I think we're good, man, from my point of view.
Yeah, I think we covered everything off, man.
Well, I think this has been a great interview, guys. I mean, I think it's been absolutely a pleasure to get you guys on this interview today. It's absolutely pleasure. It's been great spending time with you guys. I mean, I hope you guys do plan to come up to Edinburgh one day. It'd be great to see you guys. I mean, I play your tracks, and it's always that we'd appreciate you guys coming up to Edinburgh, Scotland one day. And
definitely,
because I know
we really appreciate the support, Chris, and thank you. And please, we're very grateful for every time that you play us out on the show. So thank you.
Yeah, and I reckon I'll be getting more bands played on the show as well. And probably. Maybe if you have some bands that are from that you maybe know locally as well, you can maybe spread a bit of word to the station as well.
Sure.
You can always do that because that makes sense as well. You can always spread some word out to Sam Radio, of course. So that'd be great.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So thank you very much for taking the time, guys. And make sure you check out my channel, CM Headbanger, and make sure you like this video, subscribe, comment, and do what you need to do on YouTube pretty much. And I mean, I shouldn't really say all that right now because everyone says it every time. And comment, subscribe, and like. That's what they always do on YouTube. So
that's what you got to do, man. You got to get those likes and those subscribers. That's what it's all
about. I know.
About.
And if we try and get to 100 subs, that'd be great. And on my channel, that would be another thing. So try and get to 100 subs. I'm at 51, which is great. So
never
100 would be
stopping, man. Just keep
100,
going.
100 would be great, but it takes time, I think, in my channel because my channel is not like anything related to band. I mean, it's at band interviews and there's about the wrestling in between. So I have some of these the WWE 2K wrestling matches and band interviews uploaded on the channel, so it's kind of diverse. It's a bit in between that and playing wrestling games pretty much on the channel. So
we're happy for Black Lakes to be up there amongst the WWE and all the other
maybe get you guys in the game or something creative. And I don't know if they have the like hairstyles and that right now. But I reckon if they release a new game on the PS5, that might let you scan your body or something, so it might have all your hair and beards and body attires preset to your liking. So what you maybe do is you can change your clothing and that, so you can spandex or something, or tights on, or stuff like that, and like wrestling attires rather than band stuff, t-shirts on or something as well.
I'm sure all the ladies would love to see Will in some lycra and some spandex. Absolutely.
No.
Maybe a bit more maybe the makeup or something, and that would be a thing for the West one.
Maybe Will would go for the face paint. Maybe, yeah.
I go looking like Jeff Hardy. That's what I do.
Yeah, that would be cool. I could see you doing the Jeff Hardy look, definitely. I'm more of an animal from Legion of Doom myself, but you know.
You might Braun Strowman or something a little bit.
Thanks, man.
That's the.
I just got a few pounds to be Braun. I think I'm probably a bit bigger than him.
It's a bit. Yeah, that's the closest that I think. Or maybe the Dudley boys a little bit as well.
Oh yes,
they're great. You've got so many cool wrestlers. Like wrestlers kind of connected to a wee bit of that sort of metal thing as well.
Yeah, there's a big lot of crossover. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the wrestlers kind of go for that sort of glam look as well. I think that's kind of a bit more that thing as well. So, like, the hair metal sort of look to them. So they have all the makeup and the bright colour spandex on or something. I have a couple of them on the wrestling channel as well. You'll see some sort of hair metal dudes as well. So
we'll definitely rather soundtrack Matt Hardy. I think that would definitely be more where.
Do the cover or something. I like his theme. It's kind of, it reminds me a bit like Judas Priest a little bit. The guitar riff it's quite good. Do reminds me of any other thing coming. It's kind of that sort of priesty sound. It's quite really cool.
Classic metal.
Yeah, it would be good to play live. I don't know if there's any live covers of that song, but it would sound quite good live. But yeah, it's a great song. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago I did a Westlands Festival on my show as well. That was a good thing. So I did do that. I did play sort of wrestling theme songs on my metal show was a long time ago. So I played maybe like Jeff Hardy's, Matt Hardy's theme. It's pretty much the same song, pretty much that they both use anyway. So the Hardy boys, as you say, that's what you call them. And they use that song. And I think maybe when they were in Impact Wrestling, they had like their own song as well.
You never know. Maybe one day Black Lakes will be soundtracking a wrestler near you. You never know.
That'd be cool.
Or maybe we can do the Monday Night Raw soundtrack. That'd be pretty good. I can imagine the Dissident Riff working on that.
Awesome. But yeah, thank you very much for taking the time, guys. I mean, appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. But yeah, just make sure you check out the channel, CM Headbanger, and give us a like, subscribe, and sub. And then, yeah, I'll be coming up with some more interviews in the future as well. So make sure you stay tuned, guys. So yeah, so thank you very much to taking the time, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us on.
So hopefully I'll see you guys.